1-8, multiplying and dividing algebraic equations. I can solve algebraic equations using multiplication and division.
Awesome, thank you, David. We have two new properties of equality, which should be pretty okay for you since we've already done properties of equality in addition and subtraction. They are multiplication and division. Basically, it's saying what you do to one side, you do to the other side. Awesome. So the example for the division property of equality on number 2 is if x is equal to y, x is still going to be equal to y even if you divide both sides by 2. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Now is where we got into some brand new stuff that most of us haven't done before. We have, for number 3, 4n. I know we have word here, so I'll just highlight where the problem originally started. We have 4n, which means 4 what, you guys? What does 4n mean?
4 times n.
4 times n. So we got 4n equals 36 is where this problem started. And my friend Tiffany says, our job anytime we're solving for a variable is to get the variable all by itself so that we can solve for that variable. And we know that because the n, our variable, is being multiplied by 4, the best way to undo multiplication is with what?
Division.
You all should be involved here, right? You understand this video is not for me, so I need your eyes up here. So the best way to undo multiplication is division. And because we want to get n by itself, we want to get rid of that pesky 4, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to divide by
4.
4. And if we do it to the left, we have to do it to the right. Okay, and now we clean everything up. And we've got 4n equals 4. 4 and 4 cancel each other out. And it leaves us with just our n. And what is 36 divided by 4? 9. And what do smart people do? They check their answer, of course, after they box it. Okay, so that is using the division property of equality. Number 4 is just another example. Number 5 got a little bit trickier in the fact that we are dividing, we had a fraction. We were dividing the variable b by 4. So how do you undo division? Multiplication. And so you guys realize that we need to multiply by, if we have b over 4 as our original problem, and it was equal to 5, so that was where our original problem was, we realize that to get the b by itself, we have to get rid of the 4, right? So how do you get rid of the 4? We multiplied by 4 over 1, or multiplied by 4. So if you do the math, 4 times b gave us 4b, 1 times 4 gave us 4, because that's how you multiply fractions. We got 4b over 4. We multiplied this side by 4 as well. We got 20. And then we just cleaned it up a little bit more. 4 divided by 4 cancels out. We're left with b is equal to 20. Good?
Good.
Okay. So we did a couple of those. Then it got even trickier. I'll skip over this one. We got trickier. We went to like a problem like 7. We had 2/5 c equals 8. So the black was our original problem. 2/5 c equals 8. So we knew we were multiplying a fraction by a variable. Yes, no?
Yes.
How do you undo multiplication?
Division.
Division. So if you have 2/5 c, we would need to divide by 2/5. But when you divide a fraction by a fraction, there's an alarm going off in your brain, and it's against all rules in this classroom, right?
Yes.
Can you divide a fraction in a fraction?
No.
No. So the saying is, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Dividing fractions by oh my, flip the second and multiply.
So instead of dividing by 2/5, we flipped the 2/5 and came up with 5 halves. And we multiplied. And we multiplied by this side. And now we're just simply multiplying fractions, right? 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10. Keep your C. 8 times 5 is 40. 1 times 2 is 2. What's 40 over 2?
20.
That's where our 20 came from. The 10s cancel each other out, and we're left with C equals 20. Good? I know this is going to be a bit of a long video. Number 8 is another one for you to look at. See how we did number 8, same thing as number 7. And then number 9 was a multi-stepper. We had 3x plus 2 equals 14. We needed to figure out what do we do first. We know we have to get the variable by itself, but how do we get the variable by itself? It's surrounded by a 2, and it's surrounded by a 3. So we're like, well, wait a minute. It's surrounded by a plus 2, so let's just do the easy thing and subtract 2 from both sides, right?
Right.
So we subtracted 2 from both sides, and we cleaned it up. We were left with 3x is equal to 12. We still have x combined with something else, right? So we get rid of the 3 by dividing by both sides by 3, and we end up with the answer of 4. Questions?